Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. As promised, in here I have a big bag of small things. Actually this month it's not that small, but either way I asked you on a post if you have some questions for me. So as I unload my bag on the table, I will show you everything that I got, small and not so small this month. The things that I like, the things that maybe disappoint me. Either way, I'll show everything that I have in here and answer your questions. So if you actually have questions for next month unboxing of small things, just give me a comment down below or in any other video. If it's like a general question that is not related for the thing that is featured on the video that you want to ask, anything, I will save it for later, and later is today, at least the ones that I got, and I will give you the response as I unbox everything. But again, you know, I only unbox things on my table from now on, and I'll see you guys there. And as I unload my huge sack, you can start to see that there's a lot of stuff in here, and I will not even cover all of that. I will cover the most important thing because I got some repeats, starting with this Samola wall mount for all your rods. As you can see, it comes with all the hardware that you want, double-sided tape and screws for you to put this on the wall. You can see that it's a pressure fit. Everything is covered on EVA foam, and you can put in there 6 rods. Usually you will not be able to put all of them, but since this is a pressure fit, you will be able to put the 6 rods. Why? Because even if there's interference because of the reels being always on the same spot and you're not able to put them all together, you will be able to put them together because you can basically choose where your rod goes, so you can just mismatch the reel seats. And second one, it's a line counter. As you can see, I fast forward because nothing very interesting. Basically you put the line through that wheel over there and it will count the line in, very important, meters. So it should be the same than yards for you folks in America. But it has a nice mount for you to put this on your rod, and you will be able to precisely measure the 50 meters recommended for BFS. And second one, even on a separate pouch or envelope, you will have a Linux reel maintenance set. So I choose this set even though I have all the tools because it's very affordable. This set in Europe costs less than 9 euros, I think. And you have a screwdriver. You also have tweezers. So these ones are banded tweezers. You have, how do you call it? This is for bearings. So you have a bearing remover and you have that assist if you want to clear or take out the excessive lube on your bearings, basically flush them. You also have a useless brush, if I can take it out, is so you can dust off the salt on your reel if you ever get it salty. And another set of tweezers. These ones are flat. I don't think these tweezers will be able to take out the springs that hold the bearings, but that band clip over there will be able to do it. And in here you have a hexagonal key to take out the nuts that hold the handle. And the most important thing in here, it's the pin remover and pin placer. After you take the pin out, you will also need this tool to press the pin back in again. This one, it's not of the best quality, but to have anything put together on a box. For this price you cannot really complain too much. I think just this tool, when I bought it, cost me the same as the whole assembly that you see in here. So I have one that is made from aluminum, but basically the thing that I have on my right hand that looks like a cross, it's exactly the same. So after this, and again, one thing that you always need to have, forceps to take out the hooks out of fish mouths, and sometimes from your hands, as you can see in here. I'm trying to unhook myself. I really don't want to, but you can do it. Either way, it's always nice to have, and since they are so cheap, you can have like one per pack or one per bag. This is the Kingdom waste bag. I got this because the sling bag, I was catching too much fish, if I can complain. So if I'm catching fish every 2 or 3 minutes like I have been on my last trips, it's annoying to always having to flip my sling bag, and this allows me to have everything on my waist. And since my waist is so big, I can now take advantage of the real estate. So you have everything you need. You have 2 dividers inside of the main pouch, and you also have that pouch that you can unclip for your multi-tool or forceps. And as you can see, you can have everything nicely and neat packaged. In here you can put, I don't know what, maybe shells for some gun. You have that front over there where I keep my forceps. Clips on the sides, on both sides of the fanny pack, are actually quite useful for one thing. So if you roll up like a rag, you can put it over there and then just unclip it. Also very cool graphics and very nice canvas. In here another useful pocket, maybe for you to put your documentation or your cell phone. And you have snaps and buckles all over the place. Continuing on, we start with soft plastic lures, most of them made of TPR because I really like TPR right now. It's a honeymoon phase, and these ones are from Sunmile. They are 4 centimeter or they're about paddle tails. In my favorite color scheme, so brown with orange on the bottom, and as you can see they are stretchy as hell. Another thing that I noticed, at least with chub, is that, and maybe sunfish, for some reason, if you throw the same profile with TPR and normal plastic, they will go after the TPR for, I don't know if it's the scent. Either way, they will go after TPR more, even with the same profile. And this one, it's scented soft plastics, a little bit more frail because these are not made from TPR. As you can see, they are sealed. I just broke the seal, and yeah, it smells nasty, but either way, you can see it's a small Polaris. I think these ones are 42 millimeters, but since they are nasty, I just put everything back together and don't want to smell it ever again until I need it. Continuing on with S-fishing, these are 3 centimeters moonshad. I think that's the name that they give it, and it's basically a trout lure. It will be useful in the upcoming months. And this is the Troutino. As the name suggests, it's a lure for trout. I quite like the profile. It seems that it will be a good lure, even maybe for bass, bigger chub. Should try it on the tiny stream. As you can see, it's like a tadpole imitation, and I quite like the color scheme. Always things from S-fishing come on a nice tray so they don't get mangled, and they always stay very, very nice, as you can see on this one. So this one, it's the Mean Dance, also 4 centimeters, again, very, very good tray. Also a lure directed for trout, actually very cool profile, sort of a mixture between a Tanta and the lure for darting. I may use with small darting head like for aging. It seems that it will work good. And just a little bit of a crop on the image because I put something that I already opened on the last time. And these ones are Tsurunoya flex details. Also 4 centimeters. I think they will be great for clear water trout fishing. Not TPR, but great plastic as usual by Tsurunoya. If we set it aside, something from Spin Polar, and this one it's also TPR. It's basically an aging worm, 3.5 centimeters, very stretchy. They don't smell and they don't have not a tacky or oily surface, which is actually quite nice, and the boxes are always pretty from Spin Polar. This one it's from Basking and it's also TPR. It's a 5.5 centimeter pedal tail, actually quite nice profile. Very heavy lure for a 5.5 centimeter lure. It weighs 2 grams. It's very chunky, and it will be a cool lure to go after trout and maybe bass. Let's wait for the spring to come or the end of winter and we will give it a test. And now a soft lure by my now favorite brand of lines, Zukibu. Such a big bag for such a small lure. It's a flat Tanta. I think Supercontinente also sells this Tanta, but either way, very flat profile, probably good to drag on the bottom of canals for perch, with a very lively color, maybe for murky water that I thought I would have, but I don't have. And in here, a small glide bait that you know what it is. I have the link on the description where I got mine. These are basically blanks. I have the Pikachu colored one from Aliexpress incoming, and I'm still to test these ones. I need open water that I don't have right now. Everything is flooded, everything is full of snags, and I cannot run this glide bait. But they sound nice. They have an actually cool color, so it's bone color, the blank. So if you just want to glue the eyes and put some super glue on top of them so they don't fall, it's basically good to go. Just put some split rings and trebles and you are ready for party. I also have on my left some things that I repeat, like the Pick Tanta and the Pick Small Jig Head. Very cool. That's why I bought on all the colors that I could. And now a little bit of a blooper of today's intro. Yeah, this is me. Nah, it's not the end of the video. It's me editing the end of the video. And I promise you that would be Q&As every month, so I could connect better with the community and the people that watch my videos. And I will insert it on this big bag of small things that I will try to do every month. And if we can check the questions of this month on here, they all come from the same user, Alexander Cool 7777. First question, I think, yeah, this one are 2 questions. How much money did you spend on Ali? So that is a mystery that I don't want to answer for the sake of my relationship with my wife. But I can show you this graph. The total that I spent on rods and reels since the beginning of the channel, it's 3,431 euros. Yeah, I keep it tight because I have ADHD, I have to keep track of things. For the rest of your life, you must choose spinning or baitcaster. Which type of reel would you pick? Easy answer, baitcaster. For the type of fishing that I do, it's I would not say only fun, but I can fish more and cover a lot more water with a baitcaster. And also, if we come to the same Excel file, you can see that casting is edging over with 55% of the gear that I get. And you have to remember that casting, it's harder for me to test because I do a lot of super ultralight fishing, which is a lot easier with spinning gear, and I still prefer to use casting gear. So yeah, that's your answer. So second post from Alexander Cool 7777. Do you think ADHD makes you better at fishing? In which way does it affect you when you're fishing? Positives and negatives. So if you have ADHD, and I can tell you a story of when I was a kid. I went fishing with my father for, I don't know, since I could walk, and he mainly floats fish with a pole. And if you are from Europe, by your name you sound a little bit German. Pole fishing in Europe is huge, and we fish like that, or we fish with spinning rods if we needed a little bit more weight on our floaters, and we would fish for carp and barbel like that. And fishing started to grow on me. If you have ADHD, you will have hyperfocus. Fortunately enough, it started to be that way with me and fishing, but still I cannot hold still while I'm fishing. That's why I abandoned float fishing, and now I just basically, for the last 3 years, I never picked up my fishing pole or my floaters or my how do you call it, the cage. Doesn't matter. Bottom fishing, I also don't do it. Even on saltwater, I'm always with spinning because it's a lot faster, but it still gives me a lot of tools, that background. So the positives, it's that you are always thinking, which can be a good thing because you can adjust really fast. And if you have ADHD, you, at least with yourself, you don't put your opinion on a high pedestal, your first opinion. So you are able to try a lot of dumb stuff or things that sound dumb. And that led me to catch a bunch load of fish that I would never catch if I stick with the conventional ways. Either way, there's also a negative side. So you can always, if you don't insist enough or enter on hyperfocus, you may be able to just pass by fishing and never truly appreciate it, the balance that will give to your life. Just being on nature, fishing, exercising patience, planning, which also it's a very, very hard thing to do with ADHD. But if you love something, like I love fishing, you will dedicate your time planning. That's why I have this Excel file to plan. You can see that I have all the gear that I get, and I have, you see, I can choose in which step of the way it is for the YouTube channel. It will feed me the things that I have to do, and then I just put them on my calendar and try to adjust the type of gear that I have to film or to fish with the season, even though it sometimes will not go the way I want. The positives, I think it's the hyperfocus phase, and the negative is if you don't enter that phase, you will not be a fisherman for long. It will just be on one of those hobbies that comes and goes by. Do you take meds for ADHD? No. I was diagnosed very late. And by very late, I mean not that late. I was diagnosed, I think, when I was 18. Even though I was very good at school, I always have like 70%, 80%. If from 0 to 100, I would always have that grade because my behavior was poor. So yeah, I should be diagnosed sooner. And I still, to this day, I'm 35, soon to be 36, cannot stay still. I don't know how you call it in English, but restless leg syndrome, which it's associated with most people with the ADHD will have it. And it's just a mess. As you can see on the bloopers, that's me whole day long. If I'm with people that I trust or alone, I will be like that 24/7. And you also have problems sleeping. But no, I don't take any medication for it. So another question, do you take fish home to eat? I would say 99% of the time no. I would open an exception for like sea bass, but it's very, very hard to catch one that's on the limit. Maybe trout, if it's introduced trout. So if they put trout on a river, you have a limit, I maybe bring it home to eat. But other than that, I don't eat it. And I like bass. Largemouth bass, it's actually quite delicious. But I prefer the sport than the food. We don't have that many bass. We need to take care of the sport, even though they are invasive species in Portugal. Is there a debate on your country about catch and release? Not really. I'm a minority here. Most people that fish in here are old farts that will put everything on the bag. And they would kill even the endemic species. And if you say anything to them, they will say, oh, you release the invasive species, blah, blah, blah. And they will have everything on the bag, rotting on the sun, on the summer. There's not really a debate. We are a minority. Fortunately enough, the minority are the guys that in Portugal have the YouTube channels. I do not have, I don't think, any big audience in Portugal, but the guys that do Portuguese channels in Portuguese, most of them are catch and release guys, at least on rivers. Saltwater it's a little bit different, but yeah, it's no debate for the 90% of the guys that fish. They will just take the fish home or just put it on a sleeve and let it mush on the sun, and even if they return it is not in good conditions. And I think this is all the questions that we have for today. But I want to pick up something from, I think, yeah, Alexander. I'm excited for the Q&A. Hope you have gotten many more questions from our community. No, I didn't get it. I'm sad about it. Hopefully next month we'll get more questions. Either way, thank you for the questions, Alexander. If you have more, just shoot it. I have no problem in answering. It's an easy peasy video to do. I just open OBS after editing the video and the screen is stopped for like 10 minutes. It's juicy, easy to do video. Either way, I hope you like the answers and I will see you guys next time. Bye.